Hello, YouTube land. This is another in my Over series. This is the first one of the Over Water series. Just a bit of information about the drink. It's in a wine glass because that was the first thing I found lying around my room, and it's water from my bathroom tap. Seriously, when it comes down to water, it really doesn't matter what you drink, just as long as you drink water. Now, the Over Water series is my series on exercise and fitness and just things that I've come across in the gym and home training, and I don't know, just me rambling again, I guess. This first video is one I see, right, just so you know what I do. I used to be a competitive powerlifter. Tried to go into strongman, but unfortunately last Christmas I slipped on some ice and tore the ligament in my left ankle, and it's still a recurring injury. It's slowly recovering, so I hope to be getting back to where I was then, but right now I'm back to powerlifting and I'm having a go at bodybuilding as well. Not on a hugely competitive level. Right, I'm going to take my glasses off so you guys don't see the shine. Usually wear contact lenses, but whatever. But yeah. And this video is about something I hear a lot in the gym, especially by quite big guys. Or even small guys. It's usually, 9 times out of 10, it's usually a guy that will say this. And don't really want to go into like some of the language I've heard, because obviously the gym, testosterone flowing, competitive, blah blah blah, swearing and stuff is very commonplace in the gym, especially among guys. I mean, it can be among women as well, but I personally notice it more with the guys than I do with the women, but that's just me. But this one is about when you're lifting, or when you're pulling, or pushing, or any kind of exercise where you have to hold on to something. Should you do it raw, or should you wear gloves? This is something that I get quite a lot, because I lift quite heavy weights. I lift about 220 kg in deadlift and 140 to 160 in deadlift. That's my maximum lift. And I get it quite a lot. After I finish a set, someone will almost always come up to me and say, "Oh, that was really great, you did a really good job, but you shouldn't be wearing gloves. Gloves make you weak," or "Gloves ruin your technique," or "Gloves give a false sense of strength and grip." And I get the same thing. I hear the same thing happening to guys that wear wraps instead of gloves. If you don't know what a wrap, unfortunately I don't own any wraps, but I have used them. Don't really like them personally. Wraps are basically the same thing as gloves, but instead of being something you have constantly on your hand, it's something that you wrap around the bar, so it adds... So the bar is less likely to just drop. It's going to have something to stabilise it, so you have a chance of controlling it a bit more, as it were. So I get the idea, but I'm not personally a fan. Anyway, I've heard this for years. I've been lifting weights since I was about 14, 13, and ever since, I've always worn gloves. It's something that my dad did, and he's the one that taught me to lift weights. And he always said, wear gloves, because it prevents calluses. Not because it improves grip, not because it gives you a false sense of grip, not because it makes you stronger. It's just about protecting your hands, really. I mean, take a look. My hands are fairly smooth. I mean, they're not the smoothest hands, I don't moisturise or anything, but there's no serious calluses. The only calluses I've kind of got are from when I've forgotten my gloves and I've done a regular set. But the thing is, I hear these same people saying, "Oh, but calluses make you strong, they make you tough, they make you a real man," as it were. And I don't get that. No. I'm not... Obviously, this isn't all guys. I'd like to point out, this isn't everyone that lifts raw. I have quite a few friends that lift, and they lift without gloves or wraps. They can do it, that's how they want to do it. But a lot of those friends of mine also moisturise. They moisturise their hands. Now see, I don't like moisturising, I have a bit of an aversion to the feel of it on my skin. So I would rather wear the gloves than have to moisturise after doing a set. And then you get the people that say, oh, wearing gloves or using wraps makes you weaker. It doesn't. You're lifting the exact same weight. You're still affecting all those muscle groups, and you're still lifting the weight. It's all you. The gloves aren't somehow lightening the weight, and the wraps aren't somehow making it easier for you to lift that weight. All they're doing is they're protecting your hands from the roughness of the metal bar. And a lot of metal bars have porous grips designed for making gripping easier. And they dig in quite a lot. And this may sound bad, but they can hurt, especially if you haven't got calluses. So, or if you haven't got used to using those. I never did. When I first started lifting, I never had those porous bars. I used to train at my secondary school gym, and that was all plain bars, flat bars, like the kind of stuff you see in the old Rocky movies. And because of that, I preferred the gloves because they do add grip. They do make it easier to hold on to something. And with those but yeah, because those are obviously smooth. They're meant to be done with gloves. You're not meant to lift flat bars without gloves or wraps. Purely because it's a flat bar, there's nothing to grip onto. It's just you're holding it up with your fingers. And I'm sorry, I don't care how big you are. Your fingers are one of the weakest parts of your body. Look at these. I'm a big guy. That's like half an inch. Less than that, probably. I do not want these on their own lifting up 140 kilos. No matter how you look at it, something's coming off. Whether it's me dropping the weight, or it's one of my fingers. And I'm a writer. I need my fingers for typing on keyboards. Dragon, blah 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 blah. Still, I don't want to lose a finger. I like my fingers. I've had them over 21 years. But no, this video was just kind of me rambling about those people that say, don't wear gloves, don't wear wraps, you should be lifting with your bare hands because it makes you a man and it makes you stronger and yeah. No, it doesn't make you stronger, it doesn't make you more of a man, it doesn't make you more of a woman. It doesn't make you more or less of anything. The only thing it does is it protects your hands from developing nasty, horrible calluses, which I know people that have had surgery to get rid of the calluses on their hands because they were lifting without gloves. And a lot of doctors recommend that if you are a power lifter, a weightlifter, or even a bodybuilder, just anyone that lifts medium to heavy weights on a regular basis, doctors advise that you wear gloves or wraps. Because lifting with your bare hands, even cavemen didn't do that. Cavemen worked in teams, they used... there's evidence of them having gloves and wraps, so if wearing gloves makes you less of a man, then why are you trying to emulate cavemen? Is another point. But that's for a totally different video. Well, no, I know. Whether you wear gloves and wraps or you lift raw, fair enough, that's completely up to you. I will not get in your way about when you lift. For one thing, it goes against gym etiquette. But I like to lift my gloves. I don't like lifting barehanded because like, one big thing that always sticks out at me is when you wear the gloves, as I said, you don't develop calluses, or at least you don't develop calluses as much. And same with wraps. But when you do it raw, but you still don't want calluses, you have to moisturise. I would rather pay 15 quid, £15, $25, whatever, once every 6 months, rather than having to constantly buy a tub of £30 moisturiser. It's the economy of it. I mean, yeah, if you want to build gristly calluses, go for it. I mean, it's your body. I'm not telling you not to grow calluses. I'm just saying, don't bug me for not wanting calluses. And same to anyone else out there who doesn't want calluses and likes to wear gloves or likes to wear wraps. It's how we do it. So, leave us to it. Anyway, that's been my first over water. And remember, it doesn't matter what exercise you do. It doesn't matter if you're a weightlifter, a powerlifter. It doesn't matter if you're a runner, a jogger, a cross trainer, a cyclist, martial artist. It doesn't matter what you do. Just be active. Because if you're active, you live longer. That's fact. You know, unless you're a jogger and you run into a road. Or you're a weightlifter and you get crushed under a heavy weight. But those are very dire situations. Just exercise for 20 to 30 minutes a day. Healthy diet. Blah, blah, blah. See ya.